tell you something. I want to, first of all, say something that you already know. What a wonderful governor, Bill Richardson, a longtime friend of mine, who served this country well, over our Department of Energy and also at the United Nations. He is an extraordinary individual, a great friend of mine. I know he's not in our state today, but we wish him well. I want to tell you that you don't have a better senator in the United States than Jeff Bingaman. Jeff Bingaman is there. I'm fortunate to have him on my committee, and day in and day out, he is simply the very best. So I thank you all for sending him, and I'm looking forward for Tom Udall to join us. We say it all the time. That family goes back for years. Bo Udall, in the Congress of the United States, the Udalls from Arizona, strong supporter of President Kennedy back in the 1960 campaign, a wonderful family devoted to public service. Now let me ask you, and that is because George Bush is not going to be president. Now I want you to give a wonderful round of applause to my wife, Vicki. I said I was coming to Santa Fe. Stand up, Vicki. Stand up with a nice round of applause for Vicki. Thank you so much. Now, I was with Barack Obama yesterday, and he said, well, where are you going? I said, well, Barack, I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm getting on a plane, and I'm flying west. And I'm flying about 4 hours. Then I'm getting off the plane, and I'm taking 25 north to 599. And then I'm going left onto 14. Right onto Rancho Viejo Boulevard, left on Del Sur, left on Richards Avenue, and he said, you're going to the Santa Fe Community College. Say hello to all those good people, and ask them if they're going to the caucuses on Tuesday. What am I going to tell them? Well, my friends, I'm glad to be back, and I say it very sincerely. I came to your state 49 years ago, 1959, when I came to support my brother, who was then seeking the Democratic nomination, and so many of you young people turned out at that time and gave that assistance. And even after the convention to the election, I was back when Brother Bob ran for president. I've been back here on so many different occasions, and I always feel at home in Santa Fe. So I'm glad to see all of you. And I have said at other times about the importance of various elections along the way. But I want to tell you something that each and every one of you understand very well, and that is the importance of this election and what it means for our country and for what it means around the world. It is a unique and special time in American history, and we have a real opportunity to make an extraordinary difference by electing someone that can inspire our nation and inspire the world and lead our nation forward to deal with the central challenges that we're facing at home and overseas, and we can do so by electing Barack Obama as the President of the United States. We actually voted on that issue in the United States Senate. And I remember at that time we had maybe 7 or 8 senators that were prepared to vote against it. But I also remember that there was a voice that spoke out in Chicago and Illinois, and spoke out at that time when very few in this country were prepared to take a stand. He spoke out against that war in Iraq at that time, and he speaks out against it now. And he, I, and you are going to end that war when Barack Obama is elected President of the United States. He understood something that was very fundamental and very simple, and that is that the attacks on the United States at 9/11 were Al-Qaeda, and they were from Afghanistan, not Iraq, And if we were going to keep our eye on the ball, we should have been going after Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan instead of fighting an unnecessary, unwarranted, unjustified war in Iraq, where we face no imminent threat and we face no solution. And Barack Obama understands the situation there today. Success, however, that surge was meant to provide the opportunity for reconciliation and political accommodation in that country. Today, our servicemen and women are being held hostage by the Iraqis because they refuse to have political accommodation and reconciliation. And because they refuse to do so, they are holding American service men and women hostage over there, and they are also seeing the expenditure of American treasure over there. I say that is wrong. When we will get the attention by the Iraqi politicians is when we make the judgment and decision to begin to pull our troops out of Iraq. And that we want to do earlier than that. Let me say something to the young people. To say something to the young people. This last year, we can ask with all the stalemate that we had in the Congress, we passed a very important education bill. I remember when Barack Obama first came to the Senate, I had known the work that he had done as a community organizer in Chicago. I know how he worked with local community organizers, where he worked with Hispanics, he worked with minorities, he worked for the poor. He worked with low-income working groups there to try and give them additional kind of help and assistance to be able to develop progress together in dealing with many of their problems in housings and jobs and education. And he came to the United States Senate, and I said, we need him on our committee. This is a person of strong commitment, leaving as the president of the Harvard Law Review and the ability to go to any corporate law firm in the country for multi-dollars, and giving up that opportunity because he wanted to come back and work and help people at the local level, help them find jobs, help them find health care, help them find education. That is the nature of commitment. When I hear people talk about experience, I want that type of experience to help I want that type of experience to help the other nation. I want that kind of experience to help guide us in the future. Conference the other day up at the